What's going on, everybody? My name is Tough Pro Fan, capital T-U-F Pro Fan. It's the same on Twitter and Instagram. How's everybody doing? Last night I watched AEW Revolution. What a show it was. It really was a spectacular show. On February 29th, 2020, AEW put on a fantastic show. Go over to my Twitter to check out my match-by-match results, but I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of how I thought the show went right now. And also in the comments below I'll put results. But check out my Twitter for my instant thoughts last night, and then I'll give you a little rundown right now on this match, on this video, on this card. Let's go! At the buy-in, before the pre-show, before the pay-per-view happened, it was SCU, Scorpius Guy and Frankie Kazarian versus the Dark Order, Grayson, and Evil Uno. There's been this big storyline about who's the higher power, or whatever they want to call it, of the Dark Order, who's the leader. Some people think it's going to be Matt Hardy, some people are thinking it's going to be Christopher Daniels, and that was part of the storyline going in, is that Kazarian and Sky didn't want Daniels to come down to the ring with them because, you know, they thought shenanigans may happen. The match itself was kind of basic. It was good, but it was pretty much, you know, just like a Dynamite match. It was good, but yeah, nothing too spectacular. But the Dark Order won, and there was a big beatdown happening to SCU after the match, and boom boom, Colt Cabana came out to try to make the save. It was a nice pop for him considering it was Chicago. A great crowd tonight, great crowd. Everybody was wearing wristbands with lights in them, I guess. That's like the evolution of, I think, be part of the show or whatever. It looked really cool. I like that aesthetic. But Colt Cabana came out to try and make the save, but Dark Order still had the numbers. And Christopher Daniels came out with Dark Order's music under a robe, pretending to be the exalted one, the higher power, but it turned out that Psych, he came out and he evened the numbers for SCU and Colt Cabana, and Dark Order retreated. So Dark Order defeated SCU on the pre-show, and a nice little surprise by Colt Cabana. Taz and Excalibur were doing the pre-show commentary, by the way. I think they still need to work a little bit on their chemistry, but overall not bad. Not bad, but Taz is doing a little commentary here and there. But when you get to the main show, it's the legendary Tony Schiavone, and of course the WWE Hall of Famer and legendary Jim Ross doing that. So, let's get to the main show, shall we? Sorry for a little bit of shaky camera. The show kicked off with the AEW Wrestling, I believe, debut of Jake Hager, in-ring competition, versus Dustin Rhodes. Good brawl, pretty much. Dustin, good on him, kept kicking out of all of Hager's signature moves, but then got caught with a head and arm choke type of move, and Hager won his debut match for AEW Wrestling. It makes sense. I pretty much thought he was going to win the whole time, so there you have it, Hager wins. And, well, spoiler alert, I think he was one of the only Inner Circle members. He may have been the only Inner Circle member to win, so there's that. Next up after that, like I said, Hager was one of the only Inner Circle members to win. So, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. Crazy match. I want to see these guys wrestle more, because it was a really, really good match. Guevara, before the bell rang, with a crazy 630 through a table, all the props in the world to Sammy Guevara. He is the future of the business, probably. I can see him having a long, long career, and he seems really young. But Darby Allin won the match. The good guy won the match. Makes sense. It's good. Coffin drop off the top rope. Darby Allin wins. Then we get to probably match of the night, the tag team title match. Hangman Page and Omega, the champions, versus the Young Bucks. Fantastic contest. You just have to watch the match. Page and Omega retained, but just some amazing stuff here, as usual with Young Bucks matches. And then you add Omega into the mix, and Page held his own, which was great to see. Even though I realized during the pay-per-view that Hangman is doing a lot of the stuff that James Storm used to do in TNA, cowboy, drinking, all that stuff. A lot of it is old James Storm stuff, but still, I'm starting to like Hangman Page more and more. They're bringing out his character. They're helping his character move forward, and I like that. It's good stuff. So, yeah, the tag team champions retain in a hell of a matchup. Probably the match of the night. Then we got the women's match. I like the match. It was pretty good, but I think it just got kind of, put on after a fantastic matchup, so people were kind of to it. But Nyla Rose, the Native Beast, and Chris Statlander it was a slobber knocker of a women's matchup. It's good. I think they can have more matches in the future. I'd be interested in seeing them wicked powerbomb off the top rope for Nyla Rose to successfully defend her title. Again, good match. It was just kind of a hard place on the crowd hard place on the card, because it was between two other really good matches. The other really good match, which was next up, was the grudge match, MJF with Wardlow in his corner versus Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson in his corner, and he also had Brandy Rhodes up at ringside with him. As you might guess, they beat the hell out of each other. It was a war. MJF got busted open at one point. They kicked out of each other's finishers, crossroads, all that. MJF took off Cody Rhodes' boot because the announcers were saying they broke his toe and bit his foot at one point, which is just, the crowd were chanting Usyk, F, and it was just crazy. But MJF is the future, and he hit him with a ring, a punch with the big ring on his finger, and MJF won the match, which is a surprise to me. But hey, we could get more out of this rivalry, which is fantastic. Fantastic rivalry, really good match. I'm happy. After that was Pac versus Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed. I loved this match. It was unreal. It was great how they worked off of each other. You just have to watch this match too. As you can tell by my review, I enjoyed every match on the card. I thought the whole card was fantastic. From the buy-in to Moxley versus Jericho. Pac beat Cassidy with what is that submission move that he has called? I forgot what it's called, but he beat him with a submission move. But I was thoroughly entertained. And then the main event, Jon Moxley defeated Chris Jericho, even with Proud and Powerful on the outside, and even with interference. Moxley removed the eye patch at the end of the match. He was bleeding, and it turned out that his eye was okay. He hit him with a paradigm shift, and he had a big New Japan style, just seeing the fans off. Thank you all the fans.